Alright, what's up YouTube? Chicago's back again for a little new video I'm trying. I'm gonna call it the regional recap. And my plan is I'm gonna take one game from each series of our weekend and break it down, talk about how the series went, what was happening before the series, how we felt, our mindset, and try and give you guys a breakdown and maybe a little insider info on what we were thinking and what we were trying to execute during the series. So this is the start of the regional 2 group stages. Our first match was against Ghost, a bubble team that's on the come up. They're trying to make some waves. Money Expert and Hoxer, and then we actually lost game 1 on a 0-second goal. They scored a nice little 0-second. We kind of getting the nerves out of us, to be honest, and they capitalized. But the second game, we kind of calmed down a little bit. I believe we won 5-0. So it kind of opened up the floodgates. I think we just started feeling confident. So this is game 3 right here, 1-1. So the main thing is with any team, but like starting off the regional, you just want to execute what you've been working on in practice, and that's just confidence as well as repetition. So this big thing in this series was we just wanted to, not give up free goals, but also make them give us free goals. So basically pressure them into making mistakes, but not giving them, overcommitting, going for a goal when the chance isn't even there, and sending the house before we even have the goal unlock or the net free. Anyways, I don't know why I jumped for that. But anyways, I guess it was a good jump because it forced them to make a bad clear. Atomic was right there, slot in the open net. W. So the first regional, we got top 4. Not bad for our major chances in San Diego, but this regional was really big because what happened in the first split was we ended up getting top 4 first regional. Then the second regional, we bombed and got a 9 through 12, and it made our major chances 10 times, 100 times more stressful. So this regional was really important to us. All the practice before, we were super locked in, we were super dialed, trying to improve, be honest with each other about what we could fix. So we were super focused on not letting that a 9 through 12 happen again, because we'd still be in the major running, but we'd be stressing ourselves out if we didn't have a good performance. So we were I was super excited to get this regional done because I knew that if we played well, we could secure a really good finish and then make our major chances so much easier, and just we can't go on cruise control, but we can have a lot more fun and not just be stressed for the next couple weeks thinking about the major. This game versus Ghost has been honestly pretty solid from both teams. They made one mistake, but that's just how Pro Rocket League goes now. I definitely think we've had more of the control, more of the pace. They've been the one on defense, like this touch by Expert. They have to give the ball right back to us, and then we can set up a play. And eventually, what's going to happen is with these kind of games, any pro team, but some pro teams more than others, as you can see, Ghost starts scrambling because when you've been on defense for so long and been pressured for so hard, you start making either missed touches or panic touches that you just you don't really know what to do. So after being on pressure for so long, this is where Ghost kind of starts to crumble, and this is our goal with every team. But especially, our first stages of the game, or the regional I should say, we're really trying to no mercy a team. So we kind of just had a little breakthrough right there. Caught a couple bad challenges out from Ghost, and as you can tell, we've skyrocketed the lead from 1-0 to 4-0. So what happens in game 4 is we have a really close 1-0 game, kind of like the game 1, except they don't score on 0. We get a goal late, and then just keep our composure, try and hold the lead down for the last minute, and we end up catching the dub. So we start the group stage 1-0, and good start for the boys. We're feeling confident, but our matches from here only get tougher with PK and Knights. And there's a nice little 0-second goal by them. Alright, so here's the second series of the tournament, Regional 2. Our group was us, Ghost, and V1 and PK. And right off the rip, not gonna lie, kind of unlucky goal. I'm just gonna go back real quick. Our second series against PK, so right off the rip, we're actually playing really well. We get a really hot start. I read Zanil, kind of a lucky block, and then I try and get the perfect touch, and Zanil ends up hitting it off of me, so it redirects past Atomic into Sosa, and they score. It's a little bit of an unlucky goal, but it was all from us having pressure right off the gate, so I'm not mad at that kind of goal. It's just very unlucky. But if you guys do not know, Sosa, Cheese, and Zanil are honestly a team that's, I don't know if I would say on the come up, a team that's been around, like the players have been around the bubble for a good bit now, but they really are starting to find their stride and becoming a top 10, top 8 team, making top 8s here and there. Like not every regional, but improving, which is always what you want to see out of the scene. So we knew this match was super tough, and we had to be even more locked than Ghost, and I think we were just that. Atomic off the roof, he gets a crazy touch, and JNaps is going to do what JNaps does and slots it. Just less than a minute we played, we've had all the pressure, and that's what we were going for. It's an even better version of us than what we were in Ghost. We're just warming up throughout the day, and you know, playing really well. Communication's on point. You know, we're playing really well together as a unit. The chemistry's there, and now it's just about executing. So our gameplay versus Knights, to be honest, is nothing really crazy. Like, we don't differ too much from team to team. We obviously like to change some things or focus on some things with different teams, and gotta be, you know, more active in some areas than others. Ooh, I thought if I had more boosts, I would score that double, I swear. Anyways, Knights is what we would consider, at least versus us, they're a little bit more of a defensive team. So we knew that we can't just throw ourselves at the ball and at the goal before we have a really good chance, or else nothing good will happen. We'll just get free counterattacks scored on us. So we really try to emphasize, you know, keeping pressure, but not overcommitting for a dumb ball. Like, you know, if they have 3 net, you're not going to score, just not at this level. Like, even if you don't have that great shot opportunity, it's going to be really tough to score. So right now we're doing a really good opportunity of keeping pressure, but also not like overcommitting, because they've been on defense this entire time. And basically our goal is just to have them screw up a touch. And you know, eventually sometimes it doesn't happen, sometimes it does. But the meta in RocketLeague right now is a lot of pressure-based gameplay. And usually that's what pressure does, is because one mistouch is all it takes for a goal to be, you know, the other team to concede a goal. I can't really lie, we've had all the pressure this game. Like, they've been on their side for probably 80% of the game, if not more. So just wait it out, you get the free ball, try and make a play. Honestly, not the greatest setup. Looking to just get beats here. Start the offensive string of pressure. Atomic, honestly, does good to just stall some time for me and JNaps to get back. And then, yeah. So now we have to start our defense. JNaps with a really good read and control. That's huge for us. Now it lets us move up with him, try and get a follow. And now we're straight back to offense. So as you can tell, like, our offense was clicking, or our pressure, but then even our defense was solid too. And just like that, a really good 1-2 play. You just get one beat. Sosa has to give the ball back up to us. Atomic makes a crazy touch off the wall. I occupy mid because there's no one there. And then that challenge by Zanil is really poor, just because it basically gives them no chance. And Atomic does a really good job staying in the play. And now 2 are forced to go for that save, and it gives JNaps an open net. So yeah, again, there's like just that little bit of pressure made PK panic, and then opened up the opportunity. Even though like the direct opportunity from that Atomic shot didn't get scored, it's the ones that follow after that. And now it's just, for us, it's just about playing smart, because we have the lead. We want to keep them pressure. We don't want to just turtle up, but we want to stay aggressive. So PK is probably gonna start panicking for offenses. They're down, going for a flip reset here. Screwed it up, unfortunate. Give me some time, that's top bennies, you know me, man. But again, just pressure, good bumps by JNaps, and their low boost, and it's just the freest double touch in my career. Honestly, nothing but good vibes up in here. Series started off 1-0, the game looked a lot like this, and then games 3 was even like more clinical from us. I think this is one of our, I know it's tough to say just because it's not like a team like Space Station or Gen G or FaZe, but this is one of our better series just in terms of our gameplay from the season, and I think that we could all tell in our performance. So that made us really confident going into our next series, which we won, which was going to be our toughest series of the day, obviously. We were looking really clinical. Game 3, we came out, did the same thing. I don't remember the scoreline, but a little 3-0 for the boys. We're feeling confident. It's a good PK team. We're playing well. All of our practice we've been working on is going well, and now it's trying to take it into the 3rd series versus V1. All right, here we go with the 2-0 series versus V1. Super important series, like I said. Our toughest opponent, and it's for first, so we don't have to play an elimination round right after. Go automatically into the top 8. Missing a boost right off rip. Not a good sign. Okay, so this is actually game 3, I believe, of the series. The boys were doing what the boys were doing in the previous series. We were staying clinical. We were staying locked. Communication was on point. Vibes were great. We were playing super smart. We were scoring what we needed to. A little bit of a selfish play by me right off the rip. Poor play by me. Not the greatest challenge, honestly. Atomic gets a touch. That's kind of tough. And we kind of have to give the ball back, kind of like what we were doing in that PK series, if you just saw that. So we have to give the ball back up. Beast Mode gets a good play. And I selfishly sit on the boost when I could have just went back. And Beast Mode just does what Beast Mode does and gets a really good play and gets 2 beats and gets them a goal. But as I was saying, the 2 games before this were really clinical, close games, because you're never going to really be able to blow teams out, very rarely, of V1's skill, V1's just skill, or like tier. It's very rarely you're just going to blow out a top team. So good games, but really solid wins from us. Again, not blowouts, but we knew we were the team playing better. And then absolutely clinical from Atomic. You could tell I was watching the whole way. I trust. He gets this boost. He controls it super well. Dodges the bump from Calm. Starts this air dribble. This touch over Torment is exactly what I was looking for. And it's just clinical from him. And then right there, it's just like he gave me a golden platter, So 1-1. Start the game. Feeling really good because, to be honest, I think one of the better things in Rocket League nowadays is scoring. And I never really thought about it, but in pro play especially nowadays, is when you give up a goal, because goals are super rare, it feels like nowadays, because everyone's defense is so far superior than what it used to be. Scoring a goal that you respond with right back is super, a super good feeling, because it just gives you that comfort and like release some of that stress that, you're down in the game. So having it right back, it just feels like a brand new ball game, and you're the team that instantly swings with momentum. We want to play fast on defense. We don't want V1 to be able to set up like Calm, go for some demos, that kind of stuff. Nothing too out of the ordinary, just like this, to be honest. But we do, like, it's still not that much of a threat, so it's not that deep. But the thing is, right after this, it's tough because, Atomic Swim scoring. Oh, that was lucky. Okay, so basically, I was gonna say, I'm not doing the greatest job at collecting boosts because I'm literally just going from backline to backline, so I'm so far out of the play. But Atomic does a really good job of playing in the corner, getting beats, and the ball pops out to me. And then honestly, I probably could have scored this normally. I could have scored it normally, but instead it just takes an unlucky redirect off Beast Mode on a goal I should have scored no matter what. But yeah, great confidence booster. You're on defense 20 seconds ago, and then you turn into offense and score within 15. The boys are definitely feeling it. We're up 2-0 in the series, so our biggest thing for us is, and our mindset is, we don't want to turtle up, because a lot of the times you notice teams go to a lead late in series or late in games is they tend to play way more defensive, and that does nothing but hurt you, to be honest. It does nothing but hurt you, just because eventually you're just gonna have 2 people either overcommit or double commit, I should say. Or just the team's going to have, you don't want to give a team so much space that they're able to create something, because eventually they'll create something as well as your team will create a mistake. So really big for us. We want to stay aggressive, put V1 on their toes. We know we could score another one if we want. And right now having good pressure. And then this is actually a funny story. So that pinch was crazy. JNaps calls for a pinch because his touch, like, he sees a lot of space, and his touch wasn't like, I think exactly what he was going for, but it's still a good improv. So he calls for the pinch, we call it. I take out ball cam, and I had no clue. The funny thing is, I had no clue this was even had a chance of going in. So as you can see, I turn my ball cam on, and I absolutely start going ballistic in the comms. I'm like, what the? Absolutely yelling. It was insane. I was like expecting the ball to be in the corner, But now we have this 2-goal lead in a 2-0 series. That's just huge. And that's like, imagine for V1. That's such a big demoralizer. So now we have 2 minutes left, but we still want to stay aggressive. Probably a ball I should not have jumped for. But still, get their corner boost out of it, stay aggressive, try and get a kill. Don't want to back down and give them free real estate is what I call it. Honestly, should have scored this. That was a really good pass by Atomic. My aerial was just kind of poor, to be honest. Good fake challenge by Atomic. Good 50 by JNaps. Don't want to overcommit, and I overcommit. See, this is where like the thing is like when you have the 2-goal lead, it's really tough to not start like not panicking on defense, but you just want to play safe. Like you just really don't want to give up that free beat. This was almost a nutty play by them, to be honest. That would have been props to them. A pre-jump double, that would have been deserved. Like you can tell we're starting to tear up a little bit, and it's giving V1 space and confidence and momentum. And the last thing we want to do is give them a goal with a decent amount of time left. Like decent is like 20 plus seconds, because it just, I mean, they feel like the last minute they've been having the pressure so they can do it, as well as just it's a lot of time for a kickoff play to be run, bumps to happen, a mistake to happen. So like right here, you tell our defense is a little bit scrambly than what it would have been in the beginning of the game. And right there, so like right here, we just start scrambling. I cut it off. Torment doesn't get the greatest touch, but JNaps and Atomic both play. Torment shot. Atomic wanted to pass it to JNaps. JNaps couldn't follow it. Right here, and then I'm slow to cut it off. Probably should just went, and then we just give up a free goal, practically. Going for this boost is super risky, but that's what I'm saying. Oh my god, this is crazy. So what ends up happening is JNaps and Atomic, I believe, bump each other. We'll watch it from one of their POV. He gets bumped off the ceiling, bumps beast mode, lands, bumps Atomic. The ball's not in. Atomic hustles back. You can't teach that hustle. And then just like that, we're back. And we're panicking. We're panicking to the full extent. If we don't go lie. We're panicking. So now we're just probably full panic mode. Not panic, but like we're just like, okay, let's hold this down. You know, let's hold this lead. Beast mode with a pretty good pass, to be honest. But I knew I just had to stall time for Atomic to get back. Watch mid. Perfectly execute. Let JNaps work, try and kill the clock. And it's down. And just like that, the boys go 3-0, top 8. The boys are feeling good. I think we had a +8 game diff because we 3-1 Ghost now. 3-0 PK, Pittsburgh Knights, and then 3-0 V1. So boys are feeling really good. All the practice was going great. But then the top 8 starts, and that's when stuff gets tough. All right, and here we go. For the start of top 8, we got to fast forward into Champ Field, Game 7 versus SSG, quarterfinals. Like I was saying, this match in our mind was super important because this is what turns, like, if we win this, this doesn't secure our major, but it puts us in a very good spot. A super good spot where, you know, obviously we're not going to be clinched or anything, but it gives us a lot more room to breathe and not be absolutely stressed. Ooh, bad start from your boy. Whatever, move on. Forget it. Next play. We start off the series super hot, playing our game, you know. It felt really clean. And I think throughout the series, we started making a little bit more mistakes. Okay, we just got to mention that real quick. Look at Atomic, just absolutely... Nah, this is just crazy disrespect right here. So he's last man, absolutely just ego chow. That is the biggest ego chow I've ever seen in RocketLeague history. And just Gapplebee's LJ right after. So insane play by Atomic to get the first goal. But yeah, so the series starts. We start off well. I believe we win game 1 pretty smoothly. And after that, it becomes a good amount of trading games as well as just winning games back to back. I think we went up 3-1, if I recall correctly. But anyways, what our biggest problem was, I think we started challenging pretty poorly, especially Daniel. Our comms and our, you know, our like, mainly our communication, our mindset wasn't as locked as it was in day 1. And so because of it, our hesitancy became a factor. And our, you know, just like our basic defense became a little bit less clinical. So when you become less clinical, it doesn't mean you're messing up all the time. But those slight mess ups, those slight mistakes can turn into goals, especially for a player like Daniel, where we know he's going to air dribble a lot. We know he's going to try and make plays for his teammates. If we're not on our toes or not challenging properly, he's just going to get free beats and just lead to a free goal where it's going to be almost impossible to stop. Yeah, Game 7 OT, also a big reason I forgot to mention is SSG at this time was 1 point ahead of us in the overall season standings. So if we win this, we move up to 3rd in NA in the points. So this was a huge win, like for major most importantly, but also for the world season rankings. All right, Chad. All right, let's go back. So you know me, man. Atomic with a really good chow. get up early. LJ has no boost, he can't reaches it, and 4 boost does the job. Gets the ball in the back of the net, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, the series doesn't end cleanly. I hate it. I hate to say it. So the boys are feeling good. A little 2-0 up in Game 7 with 1:30. Surely we don't throw, right? Right? Well, I'd sadly be mistaken. So this is a bad play by the squad right here. So to be honest, I think Atomic's touch didn't go as close as he wanted it to. And then the play here was I was going to follow his touch and try and get a quick 1-2 clear out. But unfortunately, it was a little too far. And then since I was so pushed up, I was just a free meet for Daniel or LJ. And basically from there, it's an open net for, because JNAP's just committed, it's a free net for Daniel. So what I should have done is just stayed back, you know, played a little bit safer, smarter, because JNAP's is already committed on their side. And yeah, gives them just a free goal to get back into it. And again, like I said, that confidence, when there's a bunch of time, you just give them a free goal, their confidence and the momentum just swings a little bit. And that's the last thing you want. But we still have the lead. We're still confident. Nothing's going to happen, right? Nothing bad. We're good. We're good. Anyways, right off the rip. See, like, this is, it's not the worst play in the world, but, like, you can just tell, like, the difference in between maybe an aggressive mindset with a non-aggressive, like, you know, more turtled up. Like, I immediately turn towards net, turn towards defense. So I'm basically, almost, you can tell in my head, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be the one that overcommits. So I'm just going to concede almost, like, I'm basically starting to concede the whole field, which is the last thing you want to do versus any team, especially, like, any top team. So I'm like, in my head, you could already tell I'm starting to concede the whole field. And then, luckily, Arsenal is the one that takes it. So, and I'm still in somewhat of a position to challenge, so I get a 50. It's not great, but, you know, still suck on their side. A really good beat by Atomic. That was really well done. Again, this is, look how, like, this rotation, it's so slow. It's slow, so not, like, to be honest, the biggest thing I noticed with myself in high pressure situations is definitely this turtling up and losing the aggressive mindset. So right here, like, I turn all the way out here, right? Because it's just like, I'm playing third man. I don't want to get scored on. But I could literally get this boost and turn right here and control this entire space, because this ball isn't going to get pinched in my net. It's just not. So me being back here is just me being not wanting to get scored on. So Atomic does what Atomic does and gets 2 really good beats. But since I took that wide turn, I'm so far back when I could have been closer. It just gives up. I just basically have the worst challenge possible. And now our defense, or our offense that was stuck, just turns into, it was very poor. And then right after, like, again, another ball I just shouldn't have gone for. For some reason, I thought LJ was going to wait on backboard, so I'm just going to get a hit down, stall time, let the boys get boost. And then, so this dunk, Atomic and Daniel are 50-50, and again, that aggressive mindset, you could tell with all of us. Like, Atomic doesn't want to be the one. He's like, okay, he probably could have beat him, to be honest, but he wanted to play it safe. And again, Daniel just shoots it on net. JNEPS is used to hustle, and then it just opens up a free play because of it. But it all stems from that little micro adjustment you make in your head where you become more defensive and you turtle up a little bit more because you don't want to get scored on, right? So it's something every team has, but obviously we're trying to work, like, every team works on, especially for us, Game 7s. New G2, 2023, 1-0 in Game 7s. You know us, man. Something light, all good. But now they have all the momentum, which is a scary thing. We're already the ones stuck on defense right off kickoff. 20 seconds. Atomic makes a really good play. Just got to keep the ball high since I have no boost, excuse me. Go all the way back. Again, super far back as third man. Basically just saying I'm going to play for OT. Because in my head, it's, what's it called? In my head, it's just a little bit scary. Oh my god, I thought we lost. That was scary. But anyways, OT 0-0 basically, brand new ball game. Huge match, like I said, for world rankings points and major. More importantly, major, but world rankings are super important as well. See here, like basically doing nothing. I basically have done nothing for the first 20 seconds. It's overtime. Got to be more active. Got to be more involved, you know. So right here, Atomic gets a really good bump. JNaps does a good job dribbling. Get to force the flick off, so that way Atomic can get a free touch. Our offense, to be honest, our OT, we actually played pretty well. We had a lot of good pressure from what I remember. Okay, I was just wondering what happened there, because I honestly forgot. Yeah, so right there, I was just trying to stall time, made a 50 out, try and let my teammates get back, or give them a 50 they can follow. Honestly, a good bump by Arsenal, but Atomic's really well positioned. Just going to hit this one out, have no boost. Need this mid boost, give that. But anyways, you know, good defense by us. Go out, try and follow. JNaps is clear. But you can tell how still, like, I'm a little bit turtled up. And I could be more aggressive. I could be more, follow heavy with my teammates. But it's super, like, I don't know. It's very 50-50 thinking, you know. So it's something I'm definitely trying to work on. Whether it's game 1 or game 7, playing the same way, being the same level of aggression. Because I do like being aggressive. So if I'm not aggressive and my teammates notice it, it's just going to throw the team off. Because if I'm usually aggressive and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm not, then it's just going to make the whole dynamic off. It's going to throw the whole dynamic off. Really good play by Atomic, and like that clear 1-2 is crazy. Honestly, could have scored that as well. See, like this is where a good offensive string starts right there. Like JNaps has a really good rip, hits it high, and now probably could have scored that as well. Like, see, this is just a bunch of Game 7 nerds where I think normally we slot these goals home. Heard no one's there. Good communication. Pop it up to the wall for Atomic. Good plays, just, again, when it's Game 7, sometimes you don't execute as well. Really good air dribble by Daniel. Good read by JNaps. So now SSG is kind of the one that's flipped the pressure. That was scary. But we're good. We're good. We're still good. Get the beat over Atomic. You know, 25 boost. Don't want to just throw myself on offense. I was able to get a dunk because LJ screwed up his dribbles and take their boost, which is big. But again, that's probably in other games that's not happening because LJ probably just gets that easy flick over. And then this is really unfortunate for them. But you get a good 50. JNaps is really well positioned. He hits it, but then Daniel accidentally touches it. Like he comes back, he does the right thing, he tries to cut it off. But he touches it and almost own goals. And because of it, LJ has no boost and Atomic just beats him. The boys dub, Game 7. Some light. Anyways, moving to the semis, huge for our major. And the boys are screaming, the boys are hyped. And move on to Championship Sunday. And we fast forward to Championship Sunday. We're up against FaZe Clan. They're looking hot. They're on their redemption villain arc, whatever you want to call it, from the first regional where they got 9 through 12. So you know they have to do really well for their major chances. But yeah, just a little quick breakdown of the series so far. FaZe has come out well. They won Game 1 4-1. We won the second game 4-1. So kind of just trading blows at the start. Game 3 was a very long OT. 6-minute OT that unfortunately we lost. That was probably a huge swing in the series. If that OT switches and we win that, it's just a way different series. You know, we have all the momentum. FaZe on the back foot. Right here, let's just go back and analyze this goal. So honestly, a ball I probably don't have to jump for. Looking back at it, Sipical with a good air dribble. And then, yeah, it's just after that, it just becomes tough to recover. To be honest, I already said it before, but I was playing super individually off this series. And it was really annoying because obviously that just sucks. But playing individually off is just a killer, man. And you can just tell in the gameplay, like, you probably don't, like, the confidence in the decision making or the plays isn't there. And yeah. Still, this game is like, no matter what, even if players on each team are playing individually off, the teams as a unit know each other so well that no matter how bad or great a team's playing, the series is going to be close. It reminds me of like us versus NRG. Like even like if us or NRG were the worst team in the league, like even if we played, it would still be crazy RocketLeague just because that's what like we brought out of each other. So right here, Atomic with a dime, Kevin De Bruyne type through ball, and then that's JNaps just doing JNaps things with the slot top left is crazy. Super good play. Get the goal back early, which I said before in the video. It's super nice to have that feeling to get that ball or that goal back early, so you have to relieve some of that stress, swing the momentum, hopefully. But yeah, FaZe, again, like, I mean, most people know, FaZe is a super aggressive team, super mechanical, like, they're on you. So it makes the series, you have to be really locked in, you know? If you screw up on defense or if you have a mistouch, they'll be one of the few teams that can just definitely capitalize every touch. So yeah, if you're, especially like for me, if you're feeling like you're playing individually off and then that can lead to goals, it's hard to have the mental stay strong throughout a series. It's definitely a weak part of every player's game, is being able to like just go on to the next play. It's a very common thing in sports. You're saying like next play, next play. But yeah, my boost management is just really poor. It feels like I'm always on the lower side of things, which is a clear sign of me playing bad. Because, you know, like, if a problem that a lot of players have in RLCS is boost management. And yeah, that's something I try and practice a lot, especially in RLCS. I try and, you know, keep my mind on that thing. But if my boost management is really poor, that's most likely going to spell out a bad series. So like FaZe, again, super speedy. They're cutting off all of our not all of them, but a lot of our passes. Miss right there, a lot of bumping, you know. So you can't really just like take a lot of your time. You can at times. So you gotta really execute like well. So like for that example, I need to get a beat on miss there, and that changes the game completely just because it turns FaZe having pressure for that short stint to us having pressure. But yeah, you can just tell like within the gameplay, it's just not the same as it was throughout the other series. Like just watching my POV alone. Like, there's a lot more second guessing, making sure you want to make the right play. And to be honest, in my opinion, just getting spawn demoed. In my opinion, I really think that's, if you play like that, it's only worse. Like, anyone who hesitates just feels so much worse. But FaZe can tell we're doing a lot of passing, so they're just sitting a guy mid. And yeah, sometimes the pass will open up and the opportunity will be there, but a lot of the times, we still have to learn to mix it up and not do the play. See, like right here, we scored a nice passing play right here. Sipical and first both commit. Sip goes to our corner. See, like FaZe being super aggressive, he's gonna go to our corner, and it's gonna be really good if first killer or Atomic doesn't get this challenge properly, because now they've taken both of our corner boosts, right? So if they keep pressure, that's gonna be two boosts that don't spawn for 10 seconds. So FaZe just keeps pressure. They don't even have to score right away. Eventually, we're going to become depleted, and a free bump or a free mistouch or no boost to be able to challenge will just open up a free goal. But Atomic gets a really good challenge, and we occupy the field really well. So pass the ball over to Atomic. Atomic again with another De Bruyne type pass. JNap's doing JNap's things, gets the shot, and it's really well done. But like again, things like that play had to go perfectly for us to score, or really well. Like Atomic had to get a really good challenge, which he did. But in series like this, that obviously wasn't happening all the time, so we weren't scoring. To be honest, the boys were always super upset after every loss. You can just tell the individual is so off. That was a little unlucky that missed by me. But like I was just playing so poor in the series. But yeah, a lot of good content for us to review that we like get better from. So not too mad, because a lot of losses we've taken earlier in the season, mainly to Gen G, have been like uncompetitive. So you can't really take anything from that because it's just a terrible performance in general. But from this, we obviously could have played better, but there's also a lot of stuff we could take to get better. Like, you know, maybe tendencies we did that we need to stop doing, or stuff we need to start doing, you know, whether it's being more aggressive, whether it's being more bump heavy. Yeah, so a lot of reviewable material. So the boys were very upset. It always sucks to lose. We really wanted to go further this tournament. But a lot of stuff we can use to get better. I think we're all looking forward to it. And the third regional is going to be a banger. It's going to be for the major. So y'all going to be excited for that. Make sure to sub up, you know, see that Regional 3 recap or watch it live. See, hopefully the boys make San Diego and make the RLCS major.